Hey YouTube, welcome back to Love for Crypto. Today's episode is going to be a very interesting one in respect of Stellar Lumens and how it could potentially be the first digital asset to be used by central banks. So first of all, a lot of our subscribers have been asking us to make a Stellar Lumens video, and I don't think it could be a better point to actually raise and actually talk about Stellar, especially with the current news that's around Stellar Lumens. Obviously at the moment it's been following the same charts as pretty much all digital assets at the moment. You know, we're on that bear trend until we can see some significant change in the markets in respect to a bull run. But more importantly, IBM VP confirms Stellar Lumens will be used as a bridge asset. Now, just a quick one first before we do go into that. Just a little brief understanding if you don't know exactly who Stellar are, or you're not too sure about exactly what their approach is in their sort of business model. But as you can see here, this is Jed McCaleb, and he was a co-founder of Ripple, and due to disputes I think within the Ripple team, he's obviously branched off and he's obviously co-founded Stellar Lumens now. They're very similar in respect to Ripple. If we have a look in respect of like total supply, they've obviously gone for that sort of similar amount of what Ripple have gone for, which is the 100 billion mark, which is obviously believed is what's needed in respect of the amount of tokens or coins. So basically what we're going to talk about this is absolutely unbelievable news for all you Stellar holders out there. And first of all, I'm actually a holder of Stellar as well, but you know, this is information coming directly from IBM, and just a little recap of what has actually been said about it. IBM is already using Stellar Lumens Live for cheaper and faster cross-border transactions. The world is very close to seeing central bank issued digital currency token, and there's a very good chance of it being on the Stellar network first. Stellar Lumens are intended to be the primary bridge asset in IBM's universal payment solution. The Stellar distributed exchange will be a centerpiece of future strategies. IBM currently has no plans to issue its own token, and instead pushing Stellar Lumens as the coin for its clients. This is a massive point here for Stellar Lumens holders. There has been talks within the community of maybe IBM releasing their own digital asset to be used as that bridging token. But by the sounds of it, IBM are really sticking by Stellar Lumens, and it really looks very positive for XLM going into the future. Stellar is an integral part of IBM's strategy for the future, and IBM is building its own solutions on top of the Stellar system. Now, I think what IBM are basically going for is a sort of a similar approach in respect to what Ripple have got with the Rex current system. Reading deeper into the lines, I mean, what I will do is I'll leave the links for these two articles, which I believe are very enlightening if you are a Stellar Lumens holder anyway. But I think what IBM, the strategy for the future is I think it's going to be using the Stellar Lumens as its exchange process for its clients on the cross-border transaction sector. It's absolutely massive news this for Stellar, and like you said, the community have been asking for something to do in respect of Stellar, and I just don't believe it could have been a better time than now to actually talk about the positives of Stellar Lumens. Me personally, as a Ripple holder and a Stellar holder, the reasons for being is the two very similar business models, both attacking the same sort of market. IBM aims to use Stellar to corner the international payment system in direct competition with Ripple, and already has a long list of clients set to go live with Lumens international payments in Q2 2018. This is massive. This is the potential of XLM being live in production basically within the next sort of 3 to 4 months, which is absolutely massive. We've seen Ripple have got a massive client basis, you know, touching way past the 130 in respect of clientele, which we're all using the X current system as we speak. Trials are going very well. We've never really had any talk of in respect of XRP being used as the bridging exchange asset. And it does seem to appear that IBM may be a little bit further forward in actually convincing banks to actually use their digital asset as an exchange process. It's absolute massive news this for Stellar. Absolutely massive news in respect to, you've probably seen this chart if you have watched our Ripple videos, but I mean this is the market that we are trying to corner in respect of global payments. You know, Swift, FedWire, chips, Western Union, MoneyGram, TransferWise, all the payments sort of combined into the grand scheme of things. Is a 2.7 quadrillion annual market. It's absolutely massive. It's currently, you know, Swift have the full monopoly over this market at the moment, but as we can see with this innovating technology that we have got moving forward, we are going to see some absolutely massive shifts in respect of disturbances of who banks are going to use for these settlements. IBM, obviously, have got a massive foundation behind who they are. It's unbelievable. I mean, there is on our page here, and we have got a video of Jed McCallive and what he goes on to talk about in there in respect of Stellar and how they're moving forward. I think we'll be seeing this man a lot more now on the media in respect to CNBC, Fast Money, Bloomberg. I think Stellar have really got a good bit of traction behind him. Again, it's unfortunate because, you know, if we was back in, you know, if it's, let's just say this was December, January, the price would be out the roof, but obviously there's been a lot of confidence not within the market as a whole in respect of the bear market, and we've seen Bitcoin touch, you know, quite close to $20,000, coming all the way back down to sort of the 6,900 mark. I mean, even lower at this point. Sorry, this is Stellar chart, ignore that. But yeah, as a whole, you know, the market is going through this sort of the pullback from the initial surge that it's had. It's consolidating. It will see a change. It will reverse eventually. Nobody can claim where the bottom is. Is it 7,000, 6,000, 5,000, 3,000 for Bitcoin? Nobody knows. We can only just take that into the future, and, you know, we use the knowledge and the information around us to sort of make our best judgments around that. Again, Stellar, Lumens and Ripple, the reason why I invest in both of them is because I do really genuinely believe that global market is really in need of an upgrade. I know Swift has been, you know, it's basically had the full monopoly of the market for 40 years. It's an outdated system. I'm going to be doing a video on Swift in respect to the fact they've actually just closed down their blockchain sort of trials, and they're going to basically turn their back on it. They can't. I mean, it's a tough question to talk about, but we'll go into that in a further detail into a different video. This one, we just want to concentrate on the Stellar. Stellar, in my eyes, they're very good. You know, it's basically Ripple, the co-founder of Ripple. You know, and they obviously had the differences, and he's basically gone to make his own business model, basically attacking the same thing. So the two of the same kind. If we have a look at the market here, you know, this is an absolutely massive market. There will never be no one individual sort of business that will basically get full control over this now moving forward into the future. But if Stellar, if Ripple can say 10%, 15% each, that alone is absolutely phenomenal. As you can see, Stellar Lumens is at a similar price of where Ripple was before all the massive FOMO and surge, just before December time. It's exactly the same situation as Ripple in respect of a total supply. They've only got 18 billion out at the moment, which is a little bit of a concern for me in respect of that. You know, it does go to talk about in respect of like fairness. You know, Stellar Lumens are a non-profit organisation, but you have to always question things in respect to that. It's a pre-mined coin. There's only 18 billion in circulation. Yet maybe the rest of it might be used for obviously the business model of what it's trying to achieve further on into the future. But there is no saying in respect to that. But I also believe Stellar, with the ties they got with IBM, they won't be doing anything silly in respect of trying to sink the market by just flooding it with the tokens. I think we'll see an even distribution go out to this. But as a whole, it's absolutely phenomenal for Stellar. This news is I mean, we knew about the partnership with IBM, but then nothing really got spoke about. Where now we're actually getting full clarification from IBM themselves through. You know, there's a very long article. We'll leave them in the links for you to read, but there is a lot of key points that I made in it, especially this one here. Yeah, it's basically like a sit down, and there is a lot of good quotes from themselves, as you can see. It's great news. It really is great news, and for everyone that have been holding Stellar, you know, there is a sort of a neck and neck in respect to Stellar and Ripple about who's going to achieve what. But I think they're both making great progress now. You know, Ripple's got an absolutely massive you know, clientele. They've got MoneyGram and Western Union on the books currently in trials. We've got Stellar alongside that I've got IBM, and, you know, there's talks of potentially being the first digital asset to be used by a central bank. That alone will be absolutely massive. It's looking very positive as a whole for the digital asset class. Remember, price is temporarily, progress is permanent. We won't always be at these lows. We will see past the point of the all-time highs, but I think as of the moment, Stellar at a 21 cent buy, considering Bitcoin is pulling all of the altcoins down with it, is an absolutely steal. Don't get me wrong, it could potentially fall even further. I'm not trying to say go out there and invest. But what I am trying to say is keep an eye on it, because we do know that Bitcoin is coming down to a very critical point where we could potentially see a bounce. But as a whole, I think Stellar Lumens have they've done themselves very, very proud in respect of this. This is absolutely massive news. it's massive news long term. Short term, we're not seeing the effects with the prices that like we used to before the new year in respect to partnerships. I think there has been a lot of fear put into the market. Like I say, it's only the retail investors like ourselves that are in the markets really at the moment. We haven't got any major large institutions throwing in the millions and trillions and billions of dollars. We just haven't got that at the moment. It's basically a market for ourselves, as previously stated. I mean, currently at the moment, the overall market is $300 billion. For the innovation and technology behind it, believe me, we will not be staying at this price long term. We will be absolutely, you know, as we have just spoke about in respect to this market is a massive market, and we've got two big main key players at the moment that are attacking. We've got Stellar Lumens and we've got Ripple. I'm not biased towards either or the two. I think they've both got great business models, and you know, personally, I'm invested in both of these digital assets. I think the use case for them is there, and I think moving forwards, I think there's going to be absolutely massive disruptions in respect to the global transfer markets. It just really is. Yeah, so obviously through a lot of comments that we're getting through our Ripple videos, people have asked to do a Stellar Lumens video. I think now was a really great point to do it in respect of the news that's just come out. And yeah, basically we will be keeping up to date with. We're going to be covering a lot of different cryptocurrencies throughout our time going forward, because there is a keen interest in all sort of different types of currencies. We've got the Verge, we've got the Trons, we've got the Stellar, we've got the Ripples, we've got the Litecoins. You know, there's a lot to cover. So first of all, what I want to say is, obviously, if you are enjoying this content, honestly, you know, if you want, just give us a thumbs up for the video, subscribe, turn on that bell notifications. It just means that you'll be the first to hear these type of videos going into the future. This basically is like the theme of what we have at the moment. You'll find us on Facebook, you'll find us on Instagram. Obviously, we're on the YouTube channel, which we're on now, and we've also got the Twitter page. We're trying to grow a community, just that's an informative community that can basically give information to people as it's released in respect of stuff like that. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed watching this one. Again, thanks again for obviously tuning in and listening, and we'll see you next time.